Hey guys, Gaming Reinvented DA RCM here. So, I wanted to go over the brand new Tier 9 tank. This in particular is going to be the Strv K. Pretty interesting tank. We're just going to jump right into it. Hope y'all enjoy. Alright, so if you've been playing Lord of Tanks for at least a little bit now, you are aware that in the past they've actually done an event similar to this. The event that was similar to this was the Swedish Prima Victoria. I believe it's Swedish, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then the Strv 1, which is the tank destroyer. If we look right here, we can see that literally they did the exact same thing. August of 2017. For those who have been playing World of Tanks long enough, you realize, you remember this. I actually bought that. I know I have like 20 battles in it. I shouldn't have bought that, but anyways, it plays a lot like the Centurion. But anyways, so this was the Prima Victoria. This was the first tank that they released that was kind of associated with this band. If you know about this band, if you're fans of this band, then it may be a good choice for you. Personally, I know nothing about the band, but I like tanks, so you know. So yeah, let's jump right into it here. So this is the first Tier 9 premium tank that has ever been released that allows for bonds, credits, all that fun stuff. The Object 777, for instance, and the Charfateur, those are reward tanks. They're not premiums, so they won't give you the extra credits, the bonds, and stuff like that. Bonds in Tier 9 is brand new. They've never done this before until now. Pretty awesome if you're looking to grind some bonds. So anyways, if we scroll down here, we can see all the fun stuff. You'll get a cool style and a brand new premium tier 9. But as with any premium tank, you get crew XP and credits. Well, now you're going to get those bonds, as I mentioned previously. So it does come with the voiceover from Sabotage crew members and what I would assume is their singer, Jacome Broden. Probably did not spell that right, or say that right. They do have a soundtrack and some dynamic effects, which just sounds kind of gimmicky if you ask me. I don't know why they added that flare on the bottom, or the back of that tank. I hope it's not included. Alright, let's get straight into it. So, hit points. 1850. If we compare that with, say, the 777, let's see here. We've got 1850, so right on par. Email 2 is the Swedish tier 9 with 1700. Not too shabby. Penetration is 252 with an alpha of 390. Not too shabby there. 390 damage and 252. Let's see here. 252 is right on par with that. Slightly lower damage, it looks like. Slightly lower damage, 252. So pin is on point. The damage is kind of just a little bit underneath what I'd like it to be. Top speed's 40 kilometers an hour. That's actually not too shabby. You put vents in that, and anything else you want. You can do the oil if you wanted to, or stuff like that. That actually would work out quite well. So we got the firepower, which is pretty neat. So we've got a 12-second reload time, 45 shells, 2.5-second aiming time, which isn't terrible, and not a bad dispersion either. Gun depression and elevation look pretty good too. All around, it looks like a pretty solid tank. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all, really. So I've got good hope for it. So if we go to concealment and survivability, nothing to see there really with the camos. Signal range is good. View range is actually not too shabby. Got a 400 meter view range. I mean, that's actually not that bad at all, which can be increased with Brothers in Arms and stuff like that. Whole armor's nothing crazy, but just stay tuned. I'm going to show you guys something really cool. So the whole armor isn't crazy, but it's very angled. Remember that. The turret armor is insane in the front. You're basically not going to pin it in the front unless you shoot the cupola. If we go to mobility, 670 horsepower, 16.4 horsepower per ton, traverse speed 30 degrees. It's not too bad. Like, it's not too bad at all. I'm actually pretty excited for this. It seems like a well-rounded tank. So I wish the damage was a little bit more, but we'll get into that here in a second. So if we change gears here for a second, I want us to look at the kind of stats and the 3D model and stuff like that. So we got 2,000 DPM. If we look at the Object 777, we've got more damage per minute, just barely, about 50. And we have considerably less damage per minute than the Swedish heavy tank. Dispersion is 0.36, and we've got a 2.68 aim time. This has a 2.4 second aim time with 33 dispersion, and this has 2.78 with 0.4 dispersion. So the gun handling on this tank is looking very nice. I'm actually quite impressed with that. Let's see. So if we look at the power to weight ratio of the 777, we got 15.6. This has 16.37. You will be accelerating a little bit faster in this tank. Tank traverse speed 31.29. We've got a better traverse speed than Strv K. Tier 9 modules all the way around. Good stuff like that. Let's see here if there's anything else I want to point out. Yeah, nothing else is really standing out. The 11-second reload time isn't too bad. You got to think about it, because when you get the Brothers in Arms, when you get vents and all that other fun stuff, even a gun rammer, you're probably going to be sub 10 seconds. Like, if we're just being honest with ourselves, it's probably going to be underneath 10 seconds after everything kind of stacks up with all your buffs and stuff. So, anyways, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the 3D model, and I'm going to show you guys the armor. The armor's pretty troll, I can't lie. So, let's take into effect the 777's penetration. The penetration is 258 on average, right? So, if we're looking at the tank from the front, we've got 186, and then going up, it really increases there. So we've got almost 210 effective armor. Not too shabby. So that is on the top of the hole. I'm going to point out something in just a moment here. So, the lower plate is not, it's not exactly weak, right? So, generally speaking, you would aim for the lower plate on tanks. Here, I mean, you've got max, like 10 to 15 millimeters of extra, or of less armor. So, yes, it would be in your best interest to shoot the lower plate, but again, it's not going to make that much of a difference. It's a lot different than, say, you know, the 777 or anything like that. In my opinion, the lower plate is actually kind of troll, because if you ask me, a lot of people are going to be bouncing your lower plate when they should be shooting right here, right there, where those blue markers are. So that's not too shabby at all. The cupola, of course, is still there, unfortunately. But if we go to the side of the tank, let's go like right here. So 160. We've actually, like, if you are kind of like this to the tank, you know, if you're in a brawl fight and you're kind of in that direction, you're gonna have no problems pinning him right here. I mean, that's 150 right there. That's not too shabby at all. You've also got 150-ish on the sides, so if we go all the way around, we've got 70. So if you are legitimately on his side, you will have no problems pinning the side of that tank. I mean, even the turret really doesn't have that great armor on the side. You might bounce 1 or 2 shells if they hit right here. Of course, back of the tank isn't really going to be anything special. We did have 125 right there, but I think that's because that's on an angle. And of course, nothing to see over here. So, if you are fighting this tank head on, face to face, you're going to want to shoot right here. The cupula. The cupula would probably be easier to hit. If for any reason you can't hit either of these, then you need to know at what angle you're gonna shooting at. For instance, if you are, let's say right here, and you're all the way up on him, you're really just gonna have to hit his cupula. I mean, that's really your only option there. So if you are all up in his face and whatnot, you're gonna have to hit that cupula. Right here is not a bad area though. So take into effect, right underneath his turret, you got about 90 millimeters of armor there if you hit correctly. Again, so if you're face to face with him, don't aim for the lower plate. 220 millimeters right there. It's all about the angle, but the effective angle here is 60, while this one is 55, 57, 58. So if you are face to face, you can try to hit him like right here. So that's going to be right on the upper plate, but as close to you as you can. It'll make more sense if I do this. So if we look right here, if you were to shoot him right here, and you're face to face, that would work out for you quite well. So, they haven't said how much it's going to be available for. I would expect the typical 45, 69, and 99 dollars, US dollars. That's typically what they end up doing. I'll be making another video on how to unlock the Strv K using these. So these are the little missions that you can do to get the tank. Like I said, there's going to be another video with me recommending the best way to do that. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this gives you a little insight if you want to buy it or not. Personally, I'm going to. It seems pretty cool. Seems like a lot of fun actually. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So anyways, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day.